And good morning, welcome to 59 Minutes. My name is Levi Kass. I want to apologize for beginning this show a bit late, a bit of technical issues. We were trying to get Dr. David Matsanga, Pan-African Forum Chairman. We've been able to do so, coming to us live from the United Kingdom. Daktari, good morning, how are you?
Good morning viewers, wherever you are across the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm trying to hear you. I think they'll add the volume a bit. But Dr. let's just, because we don't have much time, let's just get straight into it and get quite hot and heavy. You were here talking to me virtually just about 2 weeks ago. We were discussing issues to do with the Kiambaa by-election, and we saw how that went. What were your thoughts about that? Because you were sure at that time that Jubilee would take the day, but things did not look that way. What happened, Dr.
Thank you very much. First of all, I don't know whether you are hearing me.
I'm hearing
wherever
you very well.
I am.
We're getting you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you very much. It is very unfortunate and very fortunate again that Jubilee went in and Jubilee was able to get 49%. That is not a loss. They went in only 2 weeks into Kiambaa, and the UDA, which has been campaigning for almost 4 years, since 2017, were only able to garner 50%. That should worry anybody who is assessing herself or himself on the leadership and how the voting pattern will turn up in the mountain.
Yeah, but this was home ground. It was supposed to be a landslide win.
It was supposed to be
a landslide win. Landslide.
For who?
For Jubilee. I mean, it's hometown.
For who?
It's their home. It's one of their strongholds.
So the ones, you now agree that the ones who came are foreigners?
Sorry?
The one you said is Jubilee home. So those who came, UDA was a foreign party or?
You're turning the questions instead of answering the questions.
I am just asking you as a scholar, the ones that were in UDA, were they home or they are foreigners in Kiambaa?
Everyone is home because it's Kenya, but there are places where somebody can have their strongholds. You know?
Yes, they are all Kenyans.
Yeah,
the only problem
this was the president's backyard, you see. In your backyard, you are expected to win soundly.
Yes, if you have very erratic and impulsive deputy president like Ruto, you can have somebody come into your house and then decide to take one bedroom by force. So what are you trying to implicate? The president
there are those who say that this is a sign of things to come on national politics, that the die is cast in as far as UDA taking the day is concerned, and that going forward, it might be time for your friends in Jubilee to fold up and accept what is coming.
And go where? Who should fold up? Has Uhuru resigned from Jubilee party? Or has Uhuru created another party? Where has Uhuru resigned? Or where has Uhuru created another party? Have you seen Uhuru wearing another shirt? A color different? Have you seen? Are you seeing Uhuru wearing another color?
No.
Maybe you have seen it at where, can you tell me? So who should resign? Who should leave Jubilee? It is Ruto who should leave Jubilee?
The deputy president said
he has now declared his new party.
The DP said, I wish I had that clip, but because of time I won't play it, but I think you had it.
Yes.
He said that this was a competition between the present and the future. And the people decided that, because they had business with the present as far as the MCA was concerned, they voted for, you know, the Jubilee candidates for Muguga. And then because they have an issue with the future and wanted to be in the right place in the future, they then voted for a UDA candidate. What do you think about that analogy?
You know, the deputy president is thinking like God. Is he God? Does he know the future? Does he know the future? Does he even know whether he will be on the ballot paper?
Now you're talking like
who
a
knows
Tolly.
the future? No, who knows? No, I'm not at all. Who knows the future? Do you know the future? You yourself seated there from Tarubo. Do you know the future?
No, but we have hope. We speak with hope.
Do you,
We
do you
operate
know
on
the
hope
future?
that tomorrow we might be there, and the following day and next year.
And now you are using good words. Hope. That's what I wanted. I would like to discuss with intellectuals. Hope. Don't assume you know future. Ruto does not own the Bible. Ruto was born in 1966. Some of us were born in 1955. We have read the Bible more than he has done. But still, we don't know the future. You don't know the future. You only predict. You only assume. You only hope. Let me do some teaching here. Maybe it could go in your heads. You know? Do you know the future? Don't assume. Don't sweep statements just to win the mentality of the young, of the few corrupted individuals who go on besmirching in the name of the president every minute. Those are populist theories of standing in the church because you have worn a black coat and some.
But it
some
did show,
designer.
Daktari,
Where
I think the results of the by-election do tell us that, you know, this is a formidable candidate as well. Maybe it is time for Jubilee as a party, because you see the deputy president belongs to Jubilee, was a deputy president from the Jubilee party. Maybe it's time for Jubilee party to sit down, because they are talking about restructuring right now and, you know, going back and finding out where the rain began to beat them. You know, the Secretary General has mentioned it. Here there are talks about doing an election in Jubilee Party. There are some within the party who also feel that, you know, maybe it is time for some fresh, you know, injection of new ideologies, perhaps new people to come into various seats. Maybe it's time for the entire party to go back to the drawing board, sit down and ask themselves, okay, this guy we have gone into contest with was our guy, you know, and he started a party. Maybe there's a way we can begin to talk and, you know, mend fences, because you can imagine what, if you look at it clinically from just an outside perspective, it's just an infight within Jubilee. I mean, UDA and Jubilee guys were all Jubilee people to begin with. So maybe they can mend fences now and, you know, get back to the drawing board. What do you think to that?
Why don't you talk to him that way? You are his nephew.
Whose nephew?
You are closer to Ruto than I am.
I don't know about that. I haven't met him. But
yeah, no,
if I was to host him here, I would ask him the same question.
You all come from a Eldoret North constituency. Formally, you know very well how you can reach him. Not me. I have already done my job. I did my job. I did a great job for him. But he doesn't learn. People in Kenya don't learn lessons. They are already sharpening their tongues towards the same.
Yeah, but as a peace negotiator and a peacekeeper yourself, don't you think that would be a brilliant thing if that could happen? Wouldn't it solve a lot of problems we have right now?
It would have been very good, but you should also ask, why did he begin to? Even in the Bible, it is said, you don't undermine an elected leader chosen by God. There is no leader here who is not chosen by God. So if you undermine him, you are undermining a leader. You are undermining God's chosen leader. The deputy president has undermined.
So you can't critique a leader? You can't say the leader may not be doing this right?
Look here. He pretends to be laughing when he doesn't know that all of us know what he has been doing. Look at the bravado they put on when they won the Kiambaa. They even said they went to his bedroom. They are saying they went to the bedroom of Uhuru. You know, such words are not very good. Such words are not for leadership. Such words are not worth it. If you want a peaceful, united Kenya, which is your country, have a better united country. Some of us are now, we have talked and talked and talked because we want a better East Africa and a better Africa. But if you want to continue the path of violence, the path of Stockholm Syndrome type of violence, Mr. Levi Konesi, if you have that blood of violence, you will never change. It is up to you. How do you disagree with your own president? You were elected together. You don't go down and say, let me leave my bravado and go to my president and say, I am sorry, maybe I might have caused way happen. Can you forgive me? We work together and put this nation together. You are only aiming at one thing, to clinch the presidency, then molest others. People are watching. Don't think people are not watching. People are watching, and they will see soon. They will decide. It's 1 year to go. If this election could be held, which I don't see.
Yeah, let me ask you, in terms of the narrative of the election, don't you feel like he has at least succeeded in changing the discussion for 2022? Because you see, once they began to talk about hustlers versus dynasty, now we have reached a point where even Raila Odinga is talking about made in Kenya. You know, the Okoa Kenya Brigade is talking about, lifting the economy. The hustler narrative is now going to bottom-up economics. Do you feel from where you sit that perhaps one of the good things coming out of this is that now we are discussing some issues and not so much politics as usual? There is something on the table in as far as economics is concerned.
What is on table for you?
Sorry?
What is on table for you? Class struggle? What Ruto is discussing is a class struggle. He has brought a narrative of class struggle. What has he brought? How will you finish bottom up when you are corrupt? When you yourselves, the people advocating for a bottom up, are corrupt. They have cases hanging over their bodies, over their mouths, over their children, over their homes.
Allegations until proven.
This allegation is a very dangerous thing. Did you know that an allegation is very dangerous? And then
there's a question that they ask nowadays, like, who is not corrupt, Daktari?
Two wrongs don't make one.
You see,
right.
They ask, so they say, okay, you're pointing corruption. Now, who is not corrupt?
Who is not corrupt? Don't you see who is not corrupt? You also live in Italy. Have you sold chicken and got money?
Sorry?
Yeah, have you sold? How many chicken have you sold in Italy to get rich?
I'm not sold anything.
You live in Italy. How much chicken can you sell? If you put the whole north constituency of chicken, can you buy 10 helicopters? Can you buy 5 helicopters? Within a spell of... No, where is the factory you have which brings you money daily?
Maybe you're really good at the chicken selling.
Where? This is tuambiane ukweli. Where? You brought me to talk the truth. That Kenyans hate me or like me, but I will tell the truth. You have amassed wealth corruptly. Then you are telling people, bottom up. Bottom what? Maybe this bottom up are just escapades for ladies.
But but let me ask you, Daktari, isn't it resonating though? You know, for the person who has not had access to power has not been able to know so and so and
Who
been
has
able
not
to,
had-
you know,
who has
get
not
this or
had
that.
access
If this
to power?
message
Mr.
is sinking,
Mr.
you know, it's sinking
Kass.
to the boda guy,
Mr.
to the mkokoteni pusher, to the hawker. It's sinking to the mama mboga. It's sinking quite deep
That
that,
is
you
what
know, maybe this time I'm being
that is what
considered. What do you say to that as an analogy that, you know, the downtrodden can resonate with?
That is why I'm telling you, it is cheap populist classic disintegration of a state. Have you heard that good English? Cheap populist class disintegration of a nation called Kenya. You steal their property first, then come and tell you you are very poor because so and so stole. But you are also a thief. You are also alleged. The things you are standing on, you are questioned. You are questionable. You cannot give us a clean bill of how you got all this money. Yes, you have been using the same dynasties to accumulate wealth. And you have gone to national TV and explained how you accumulated this wealth. That I did this with Jirongo, I got this. That's theft.
But you see, that puts
You are
us...
laying
Look,
you are
Dr.
telling, no, wait. You are laying a story of theft. Please, for me, don't bring that subject of thief here.
But that puts us in a
Because
difficult place, Dr. And the difficult place we are in is this
Sir,
one, where allegations
I
are
am
traded back and forth. You know?
I am not a thief. I am not a thief. You talk to thieves.
No, let me ask you, Dr. It puts us in a difficult place where allegations are traded back and forth. Those you call thieves will call the others thieves as well. They will say, oh, but even you, just look at how you got your wealth. But also you, look at how your family history is like. But also you, look at, you know, where you came from. How did you get X, Y, Z? How is Mwananchi supposed to, you know, separate the wheat from the chaff here? Because the people up there are all mudslinging each other. Right now as we speak. And saying, you know, don't call me a thief, hata nyinyi pia mko na uchafu. Don't say this, hata nyinyi pia.
Can I wake up in the morning and call you a thief?
Sorry?
Can I now call you a thief? Can I call you a thief?
Can you call me a what?
A thief.
Well, you could say the allegation, you know, with freedom of speech, it's possible you could say that. But if I turn around and said also you're a thief, then what happens to people who are watching us?
I clear my name. If you call me a thief, I clear my name. If I call you a thief, you clear your name. But you don't go and cover yourself under a UDA party and start molesting those, start targeting DCI. Start threatening Mr. Kinoti. Start threatening Kinoti. Threaten targeting him, not to touch you. Leave him to do his work. Why do you protect yourself under political party? Everybody who is accused of having taken people's money in Kenya has run to UDA party. Is UDA party a party of thieves? A den of thieves? That's the label. That's any good Kenyan who understands, who wants a good hope of a better Kenya. Don't say in the future, a hope, because we hope we shall be here. We don't know. We have a pandemic that is destroying the world. We clean this, it comes another format called Delta. Tomorrow it will come Oscar. Another one will come Bravo. We don't know how many of these are coming. Therefore, if you are a genuine Kenyan, you cannot be labeled allegedly to be corrupt. Then you run to a corrupt institution to cover yourselves and then call yourself WUDA or UDA. Look at all of them from the chairman Mudhama, who does not have a case in court. Can they finish their cases in court first? Can they? If you go to UDA now and say, before you become an official from Maina,
you know, they do say that some of those cases are politically instigated.
We don't. Kenyans don't care about which case is what. Kenyans now care about clearing your name. Let Mudhama come out and clear his name, that he was not involved in the killing of people in an embassy. Did he clear his name? Has he ever? Look at that. This so many things. Betty Maina is on corrupt charges. She's the Secretary General. You call this party. This a party. Which party is this? Look at all of them. There is another one who makes noise every morning called Kachagwa. He's 200 billion shillings, which could build 2,000 hospitals in Kenya. He allegedly, he has not cleared his name. He's struggling. Look at all of them. Each of them has got a level. If you have a problem, now you are told in Kenya, run to Mr. Ruto in Karen. He will save you all. Police might not come for you, because they will cry and say, police is hunting us down. Is that the way a government you want, the hope of the future? The future
they called Raila the sanitizer. You remember that also?
The what?
That people went to his office to, you know, be sanitized.
Do I look like I speak for Raila Odinga?
And some of those people had cases.
No, I have am I the spokesman? Don't you know? Don't you know the spokesman of Raila Odinga? Ask me about Uhuru Kenyatta. Because
let me finish, because our time is up. But and it's sad our time is up because today we started quite a bit late.
Uhuru Kenyatta is my friend. Listen first. Uhuru Kenyatta is a friend. I do anything for him voluntarily. I don't ask him to give me money. Neither have I gone to be involved in any shady deal in Kenya in order to earn money. And I come around to lie to people.
What should be the way forward? I want to ask you a question as we close, because for Uhuru Kenyatta, even in today's newspapers, a lot is being talked about Okoa Kenya, not Okoa Kenya. They are called One Kenya Alliance, OKA, not Okoa. And some of the choices that are open to the president with regards to how he moves forward, you know, they're talking about he can back off completely and, you know, and just retire and peacefully. He can back someone. He can back someone in, he can take a back seat and retire without active involvement in politics thereafter. He can reunite with the deputy president and back him for the president. He can reunite with him and not back him. He can split this One Kenya Alliance. There are several options on his table. If you are in his inner circle this morning, as we close, as your parting shot, what would you tell the president?
The president is uniting the country. The president wants a united country. The president took a handshake with Raila Amolo Odinga to stop violence, any future violence, in any election that will be conducted anywhere in Kenya. The president wants to leave a legacy of hope, a legacy of infrastructure, that all those industries that you dream of building will have infrastructure to deliver the goods they will manufacture. The economy you talk about of bottom up cannot be bottom up without infrastructure. You need infrastructure. You need communication. The president of Republic of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, has been able to lay down a foundation for a legacy that will be remembered. Had it not been an impulsive, erratic, prudish deputy president who undermined his legacy by doing politicking, instead of serving the people, we would have achieved, he would have achieved, my friend would have achieved a lot. But he was undermined, he has been undermined, but he will not leave a country disunited. And by the way, as a parting shot, which you should know, we are talking of an election. Which election? An election when you have not even done constituency demarcation. An election with a bad electoral commission. An election with men who cannot identify a spoiled ballot paper from a real ballot. An election with corruption that is embedded in the electoral commission will bring you violence as Kenyans. If you want that type of election, do you want it, or you want to clean an election by having a BBI that will bring about peace, harmony, and progress for all of you without bloodshed? Which election do you want? Does Kenya qualify to have an election in 2022? That is my question. And the answer to it,
that question is where we're going to start off from next week, because it's a good place to start to ask, are we at a place?
Let me end by saying that question to me, Kenya cannot have an election and should not attempt to have an election without reforms. Otherwise, you know what will follow later on.
We hear you. We'll pick it up from there next week and delve into that question with Dr. David Matsanga. That's all the time we have for today. Unfortunately, it's already 11 o'clock. Stay tuned for Leah coming up with the lawsuit in just a short while. And see you tomorrow, God willing. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Daktari, for joining us. Have a good day as well.